Charles. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a valve adjustment on a 155 cubic inch Waukesha gasoline 4-cylinder engine. These are put in the Super 66 and Super 55 Oliver models, and a couple other generators and or I think Packers if I remember correctly. But regardless, it's the same engine for those two. And we're going to be doing a valve adjustment today on them. I have not a clue what she is barking at, but it's probably just nothing but the air. Okay, ladies and gents, we've resulted to the head flashlight because... Oh, don't stick. Thank you. We resulted to the head flashlight. Yeah, great idea. Set that on paint. Got an IQ of 2 if you didn't realize. All right, so I've got the engine in top dead center 1, which basically for the uninformed, that means the piston on the first one here is all the way at the top. And it's either on 1 or 2 strokes when somebody says it's on top dead center. So it's at the top of either the compression or the exhaust stroke. And in this case, we want compression so that the intake and exhaust will both be released and the valves will be closed. Okay, so regretfully, I can't film this for you and how to adjust it, but I'll explain it to you. You're going to crack your nuts loose on both of these. This is your intake, that's your exhaust. And if you want a little help, just look where the exhaust port is in comparison to the intake. Make sure it's cold, of course, before you touch it. And then intake will be closest to the corresponding one. Exhaust will be a corresponding one. So this one needs to be set to 10 thou, and this one needs to be set to 16 thou. Or in other words, 0.010, 0.016. Exhaust is going to be bigger 90% of the time. So I've already set this one. How you do it is you take your feeler gauge, get your 10, slide it underneath there. I like to clamp it down and back it off a tick. And then you want it to have moderate to light drag. Some people adjust them differently, but you'll fit it right there. And you'll want to slide it back and forth until you feel some drag. But you should be able to get it in there still, and you should be able to drag it. And as you can tell, it's kind of fighting me to pull it. That's what you want. If you can't put it under there, it's too tight. Let's see, I haven't adjusted the exhaust yet. Let's see, this is my 1600 thou or 16 thou. Look at that. I can sit there and wiggle her back way too easy. So that one needs tightened. Go figure, it took me a minute to remember it, but it goes exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake. So the inner two and the inner 2 cylinders are exhaust, because the exhaust port's right here. Corresponding valve, intakes over here, and corresponding exhaust. So the intakes will share one port because it's 2 ports. Exhaust, they'll all have their own. You do exhaust and then intake, and then this one should be exhaust, but go figure, I think I over tightened it. Whoops! So we'll fix that. Okay, I'm sure you guys can see the piston down there, but it's that little black thing. Top dead center. Technically number 4, because both are loose, so I switched it over. So now number 1 is going to be in Rockover, I do believe. And number 4 is in compression. What Rockover is basically where they have slight tension on both valves. That's the point where the exhaust and intake are overlapping. I ain't gonna shoot you too much because the valve cover's still not on, but we'll see how it starts. It didn't start very good before, and yes, it is cold. You've seen me touch the manifold a billion times over already. So I didn't have to choke it this time, which that's a good start. Because for some reason I've been having to choke it. Wonder why. It's not clacking anymore either. Now I just gotta adjust the timing and adjust my carburetor, and it'll start probably like a dream. That's why you don't call it quits, folks. I'm sure in the video you heard a little tapping. Yeah, that'd be loud. That one probably needs readjusted. Everything else is within spec though, and I listened to them each individually. They weren't too bad. They might have been a little clattery, but that's because you got the valve cover off so you can hear them. Well, that one stood out pretty good. I shook it after the engine shut off. I'm like, yeah, that's not right. And come to find out, where's my 0.16? There he is, 0.016. Look at that. It's way too easy. What about this guy? Yeah, he's a little on the loose side. That's why I always double check him. Never hurts. Well, that started a revolution quicker or so. Everybody sounds happy. They all sound the same. Yeah, buddy. We still hazing? Yeah, I got a haze. I'm not sure what that is, but I got a blue haze going on, and I kind of need to figure that one out. Okay, this thing runs a lot smoother at idle. Yeah, it still stutters, but that's because I don't have it tuned right, I don't think. I don't know, I'm happy. So, if you guys enjoyed this, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back and see another video of mine.